Then you came out with Whip It, and that's the first song that really started to take off. I mean, I'm looking right now; it's at like 5 million views.
Yeah, Whip It, man. I made Whip It. I was on some. I was in the studio by myself, geeked up like on shrooms and shit. And I had never like took shrooms before, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, somebody brought it out, like, what the fuck is this? And I tried them, and it's like, I was like, I'm seeing music visually. Like, I feel like I was seeing some shit. I made Whip It, and the people I was dealing with at the time, I think I was dealing with Divine Stevens at the time. And Akon, that's my guy. Lady Gaga, we were all affiliated at the time. I was writing a lot for Akon, and I was working on my own stuff. And I did that song, and they didn't believe in it. Not Akon per se, because he was behind everything I did. Akon was like a friend and a fan, you know. And Divine Stevens didn't think it would work. He was like, no, I think we need to run with this Killers and Drug Dealer record with you and Akon. Of course, you're going to say that because Akon is affiliated with you, and you're going to get paid more off this through both artists, which I learned, you know, that type of business later in the game. But I kept telling them that Whip It was the record. And I'm a club person. Like, I've been in the club in Atlanta 5-6 times a week. Easy. So I'm getting these records spent, and I'm seeing the reaction. And since the first day I made Whip It, I seen the reaction. Even the DJ, they were like, Lucci, this the one, this the one. And I tried to convey that to Divine, and he didn't receive that. So ultimately, I was like, okay, fuck you. I need to be away from this, you know. And later on, we patched us up, but I moved on, you know. And we put out Whip It, and it took off, you know what I'm saying? It was the biggest song solo that I had, basically.
Right. Well, I mean, you mentioned R. Kelly. You and R. Kelly, I guess, have a whole album worth of material together.
Yeah, me and R. Kelly, we were living in the same house. We had a house it was actually Divine Stevens' house in Lithonia on the east side of Atlanta, in Lithonia, far east. And R. Kelly was between Chicago and Atlanta. When he come there, he'll work, I'll work, or vice versa. And we'll just trade songs. Like, I might make some shit for R. Kelly and just leave it for him and say, when he come here, just get this to him. And he'll re-record the songs I made for him. Or R. Kelly actually wrote me a couple of songs. And anybody that know me, they know I'm a real headstrong person. You know, I'm a control freak, and I'm very creative. Usually when it's something got to do with music, if you hear me on it, I had like 90% to do with creating that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like me and R. Kelly had just built a respect for each other musically. We might have lived together for 7 months. I might have seen him 7 times. You know what I'm saying? But it was always that mutual music respect. Like, we'll meet up and then he'll run me some songs. I'll run him some songs. We'll blow each other's mind and go back to work, you know.
Okay. I mean, with everything that happened with R. Kelly this past year, where all the girls are saying they were held hostage and all that, did you see any of that?
Hey, look, my name is Ray Charles today, man. I ain't see shit. I don't even know what you talking about. What was we even talking about, man? What we say? Oh, yeah, you see like my watch? It's a Richard Mille. Yeah, you seen one of them before?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, that's 400,000 plus. This one specifically. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather talk about that.
So then, you know, you came out with Whip It. That was your first biggest song, but then you ended up on Chris Brown's record for Wrist.
Yep.
And I looked up that shit. That shit is at like 27 million.
Yeah, it got to be. Got to be. Honestly, man, I don't look at that shit. I don't look at none of the numbers and stuff, man. Like, I ain't that type of person. I really could care less about the numbers. You know what I'm saying? I'm a more of a feel type person. When I make songs, I gotta feel that shit. But of course, that was the biggest shit ever that I did. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it took my fan base to a different level. And that was all compliments of Mark Pitts, to tell you the truth. You know, Chris Brown and Mark Pitts. I can't take nothing from nobody. You know, most of my stuff is my own footwork and me grinding. Of course, they like what they heard and seen prior to that. You know what I'm saying? But that's who ultimately made that shit happen.
Okay, so was the song already done and then you jumped on it?
The only thing that was on the song was part of the hook. Rich to you, fall to you. And I had no idea what Chris Brown was saying when I heard that shit. Like, I was laying with a bad bitch. I had a badass bitch at the time, man. Y'all, I ain't gonna say her now. I don't want to give her no free publicity. I really owe it to her, but she don't deserve it. Look, so anyway, I had a little Instagram bitch up under me, and they called my phone at night. And it was so cold because I had just got this bitch, and I wanted her so bad. She's so fine, bro. You hear me, Vlad? She's so fine, bro. So I finally got her, and now I'm getting a call from Chris Brown in the middle of the night. He personally called after I did the verse. Like, they sent me the song, I sent it back like 3 hours later with like 3 different verses. I was like, bro, whichever one you want, nigga, like, what you want. And he called back, he was like, bro, hey, blood, you went so hard on that, blood. Man, hey, boy, you went crazy on that motherfucker. You know, I'm a crip. So, first instinct, I'm like, blood, like, who the fuck is this, nigga? I'm feeling like, bro, who is this, bro? This Chris, blood. It's Chris Brown, blood. Like, well, you killed that motherfucker. Woo. And I went from gang banging to a motherfucking low-key a fan or something. Like, what? This who? I threw the cover off me, pushed the bitch off me, like, stood up like, man, bro, hey, bro, thank you. He thanked me like 30 times. He thanked me more than I thanked him, and I don't know why, but you know what I'm saying? It was a hell of a feeling, man, and I think she sucked my dick for about an hour after that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can say what you want about Chris Brown, but Chris Brown's a pure artist.
Man. I ain't got shit to say about Chris Brown, but good stuff. You feel me? Shout out to Chris Brown, man, cause that was a great look. You know what I'm saying? He could have put anybody he wanted to on the song. And Mark Pitts had some influence. He said he snuck me the song. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, just gonna see how Chris felt, but he had the utmost confidence that when I put a verse on it, Chris is gonna, like it. And Chris, I think they had narrowed it down to me and Bun B. And I mean, hey, I was on it. You did. So this is what's going on.
Hey man, that's kind of stiff competition because I remember like Bun B is like the feature king.
Man,
you know?
not
I remember
only
this one because me and Bun have been cool forever. I remember one year I called him. I said, "Is there any Southern albums that you're not on this year?"
Not only that, bro, you gotta understand. Remember, I'm from Texas. I grew up on UGK. I grew up on Rap A Lot, No Limit. Bun B was like a cornerstone in the game for us. You know what I'm saying? Him and Pimp C. And it's like, I was blessed to be able to be around them since I was young. Because of Boomtown, they shoot videos. He's actually from Port Arthur. That's where they from. And I was up under Boomtown for a long time. I was like a close family friend. So I used to do shows with Bun B when I was like 16 and 17 and shit, you know. And a lot of people wasn't getting to do that kind of stuff. And Bun, man, just to even be in that conversation, that made me feel great. And I mean, I ain't saying that to say I had a harder verse than Bun had. I'm just saying that to say I'm on it. You dig what I'm saying? So much respect to Bun. I can't do nothing but show love and respect and pay all the homage to them guys. Because without them, you know what I'm saying, this lane might not have been open for a lot of us Texas artists.